I was thinking about the class today, after when I was planning my sequence, as always, I tried to pick little nuggets from our book, the books of the month that we're reading, which is a very good one. I don't know if you've been reading it. It's probably backwards. Why has nobody told me this before? This is useless if it's backwards for you. Why has nobody told me this before? It's a really great book, about lots of tools. Basically, it's a therapist giving lots of her tools for dealing with all the arrays of things we deal with as human beings. And I really liked her chapter on dealing with criticism and disapproval, which I think we all have to go through in our life, dealing with criticism and disapproval. And she talks about how, we've talked about this before many times, when someone is judgmental and quick to criticize other people or someone else, it's often that they are also that way to themselves, quick to criticize and quick to judge themselves, very hard on themselves, high expectations, and therefore they have high expectations of people around them. And we don't want to be that person. We don't want to be that person that is judging others or making them feel judged or criticized. So that's where the work of self-reflection comes. And yoga is much more than the postures. It's a practice of self-growth and self-reflection. So I loved what she said. Also, I tried to bookmark it. She said, criticism will always hurt a little. That's our brain doing its best to keep us safe. And there's no antidote. There's nothing that will make it all okay. And there's no armor strong enough for criticism to bounce off. But what's the use of armor anyway, when the worst critic is in your own head? The one person you most need approval of is you. So what do? Practice self-compassion. Practice catching that voice of criticism and replacing it with kindness, with compassion, with patience, and remembering that we are just humans. We're going to falter, and we're going to fail, and we're going to fall. Just be compassionate with ourselves. So that's my little speech before our practice today. No matter what you can do, no matter what you can do, just be compassionate with yourself and watch out for that little voice of criticism whenever it starts to arrive and arise. Okay, let's get started with some breath, with some breathing. Coming to a seat for a moment. And crossing the legs with our hands on our knees. Finding our breath. Perhaps even taking a nice big sigh. Letting the breath go. And just allowing yourself to settle into this space with this breath. Can you stretch the breath out so you really start to awaken the lungs, energize the lungs, strengthen the lungs. And before we begin, can you feel compassion for yourself, a kindness for yourself? Like you're giving yourself a warm hug. No matter what happens in this practice, loving yourself unconditionally. And we'll take a nice big inhale as we reach the arms up to the sky. Exhale as we bring the hands to our heart and give ourselves a little bow, welcoming ourselves to the practice. Inhale, take the arms out nice and wide. Open up the chest and the shoulders. And exhale, take the right arm over the left. Let your head bow so you give yourself a little hug. Good. Inhale, the arms wide. Heart lifts and opens, and exhale, opposite arm on top, and just wrap the arms around. Give yourself a little hug. Inhale, the arms go up. And then exhale, we're going to take the hands behind us. You can be on your fingertips. You can be on your flat palms, leaning back, and roll the shoulders back and open up the heart. And if that doesn't feel good, Doris, you can just keep your arms straight, taking them to whatever limit feels okay. Perfect. And then we're coming back to center. Let your hands rest on your knees for a moment. We're going to drop the right ear towards the right shoulder. And try to make a little C shape in your back as well, in your side body. And then we're going to push the ribs to the back of the room, roll the chin towards your chest, and then come to the other side, left ear towards the left shoulder. There's a C shape in your ribs. And then you're going to come forward, push the chest forward, let your head roll back. So we're making these circles in this C shape. So the spine is moving, spiraling as well. And then let it be fluid. So at first it's a little bit rigid and stop-start, but let it get fluid and then take it around to the other side. Breathe with it. How does the body feel as we're starting off our practice? And we're going to come back to center. We're going to flip over to all fours, coming up onto our hands and knees. And pretty much the same thing. We're just moving our spine around in this different position, pushing our hands into the floor, taking it one way, taking it around the other direction. And then we're coming back to center, dropping the belly, roll the shoulders back and lift the heart, lift the gaze. Exhale, push the floor away, rounding the spine. Inhale, drop the belly, pull the shoulders back and open the heart. Exhale, push the floor away, lift the belly and round the back and ribs. One more time, inhale into the cow pose and exhaling into our cat stretch. Perfect. We're going to come back to all fours, tuck the toes into our downward facing dog. Or maybe that's going to be child's pose for you today. If you're in down dog, march out the legs, bend the knees one at a time. Start to just march here. And maybe Doris, instead, you can come right back into your forward fold. So that way you can still stretch out the legs if you walk your feet to your hands without putting that traction on your shoulder. Okay. From here, we're going to walk our feet to our hands, coming up to the top of our mat. Boop, boop, boop. Letting our body fold, letting your head drape and your arms get really heavy. Maybe take a little sway side to side. Just letting things release before we get into the heat of the practice. Taking our time. We're going to drop the weight into our heels, slowly roll the body up, one vertebra at a time. You might keep your hands down by your side or sweep them up. Reach up to the sky. And then exhale, we'll all meet with the hands together at the heart. Good. So Doris, you can just fold from here instead of taking the arms up. Or we're going to inhale the arms up to the sky. Exhale into our bow. Good. Halfway lift. Inhale wherever your halfway is. Exhale, we're going to fold. Right leg steps back. Exhale, sink the hips and lift your gaze. We're going to lift the hips and drop the gaze, trying to straighten this left leg. Sink the hips, lift your gaze. Drop the hips, or drop your head, lift your hips. One more time. Sinking the hips, pull the chest forward, looking up. Looking down, stretching into that left leg, and then drop back into the lunge. We're going to take a twist before playing. Inhale, left arm up to the sky, twisted. And let's just do a couple of circles with our shoulders. And then Doris, instead, maybe just take your left hand to your left hip and twist here and hold. Perfect. Hold the twist. So the next time your hand comes up to the sky, pause, draw the shoulder blades back and let your heart lift really proud. Breathe through that. Can you push through the back heel to enlighten that back leg? And then left hand to the floor, stepping back to plank pose. And then we're going to lower down, however you get there. Roll down, knees, chest, chin, or even chaturanga. Inhaling into your back bend. Press through the hands and the tops of the feet. Exhale, down dog. Coming up and back. Ribs press towards the thighs. Slow down the breath. Maybe let it out with a gentle sigh. Beautiful. Right leg to the sky. Right foot through between the hands. Pause. Sink the hips, lift the gaze. Lift the hips and drop the gaze. Straighten the right leg. Sink the hips, lift the gaze. Lift the hips and drop the head. One more time. Sink and lift. Beautiful. Now step the left foot to your right foot, coming up to the top of the mat. Take your bow, your fold. Coming up either rolling or flat back. All the way up to stand. And exhale the hands to your heart. Beautiful. Round two. Inhale. Sweep the arms to the sky. Exhaling into your forward fold. Halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale. Fold. Left leg back. Inhale. Sink the hips. Lift the gaze. Exhale. Inhaling into your plank pose. Oh, we forgot. Step that right foot forward again. We forgot the twist. Inhale, right arm circles up and back. A couple of times just to get that shoulder moving, warm, mobile. If we can. If not, that right hand is coming to your hip, of course. And we're going to pause in the twist. Again, let your chest pull forward proudly and push back strong through that left heel. Draw the shoulder blades down the back. One more breath. And we're stepping it back into plank pose. Right foot to the left and then lower to the ground. Inhaling into your back bend. Exhale, press on up, downward facing dog. Push through the hands, the ribs push back towards the belly. Take one more breath here. Beautiful. And then left leg lifts to the sky. Stepping the left foot forward between the hands. And stepping the right foot to the left. Coming to the top of the mat. Folding in. Pressing through your feet. Make your way up to the top. Reaching up to the sky. And exhale. Hands to heart center. We're going to build on a little bit more. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Right leg steps back. We're coming into the twist. Inhale, but we're just going to hold the twist for a moment. Pause there. Fantastic. Draw the shoulders back. Strong through the heel. Move the chest forward. Fantastic. Can we take the left hand down and take both arms up to the sky? Inhale for high crescent lunge. Working the balance. Very nice. Reach and lift through the sides of the waist. Now we're going to twist to the left. And then we're going to come back to center. Inhale. Back forward. Exhale. Twist to the left again. Using the obliques. Inhale back through center. One more time, twisting to the left. And then back through center. Inhale. Fantastic. We're going to take the hands down to the floor. We're coming back to plank pose, but with only one leg. So one-legged plank pose. The left leg is going to come back and it's going to float above the floor. Now we can drop the right knee or you can come down through chaturanga. and then lower to the floor. Left leg stays lifted. And then as we slide the chest forward, we drop the leg down and come into our cobra. Beautiful. Push on up. Down dog or child's pose. Find your breath. Slow it down. Breathing deep. All right, right leg lifts to the sky. Step the right foot through between the hands and pause. We're coming up into our high crescent lunge. Lengthen through the sides of the waist. Fantastic. And then we're going to take the hands back to the floor and we're going to pause here. Straighten the right leg as much as you can. Now, if you have blocks nearby, which is always, always recommended, have your left hand on block if you need it to lift the floor a bit. Can we reach the right arm forward? Left hand on a block, right arm forward. And then take that right hand and just tap the back leg. Good. And then take the right arm forward again. Good. And then tap the back leg. Look towards the back foot if you can. One more time, we're going to take the right arm forward. And then tap the back leg. This will all make sense when we put it together. Inhale. Take the right arm forward. And then back to the floor. Step the back foot in. Lengthen, rise. And exhale, fold. Let's come all the way up to the top. Inhale. Reach up to the sky. And exhale the hands back to your heart center. Beautiful. Second side. Inhaling up. And exhale down. Very good, Doris. Halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Left leg steps back. Inhale. Exhale, sinking down. Let's take the twist. Inhale, right arm to the side. Perfect. Draw those shoulder blades towards each other. Pull the chest nice and proud and push through the back heel. One more breath. And then we're coming up for high lunge. So sweeping the arm forward, pushing into the front leg, front foot to rise up. Make the back leg really strong. Push into the ball of the foot. That's it. Lift up through the heart, through the chest. Take one more breath here. Then we're going to exhale, twist to the right. Use your obliques. Empty the breath. And then fill the breath as you come back to center. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, twist to the right. And we're coming back through center. Perfect. We're going to take the hands down to the floor. Stepping back to a single leg plank pose. Hover the right leg off the floor. Lower down by first dropping the left knee, knees chest in. Or even through a single leg chaturanga. Maybe. Inhale. Open up the chest, the heart, back bend. Exhale, down dog, or even a child's pose if that's what you need right now. Finding breath. Slow it down. Hopefully getting a bit warm. That's a good sign. Hopefully present and grounded in yourself, connecting with self. Looking out for those little whispers of criticism, judgment. Maybe we can start to speak kindly to ourselves. Okay, so we're going to lift the left leg back up to the sky. Step the foot forward and through. Inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky. Reach and lift. Good. And then we're going to take our hands back to the floor. As we do, you might want to bring the right hand to a block. We're going to try to straighten the left leg as much as you need. So a block in any height might bring you up a little bit longer, a little bit higher to give your back more support. When we lift the left arm forward, if not, it's okay. Doris, maybe that side, yeah, you can just keep it down. You can just reach and then touch the left leg. We're going to reach the left arm forward and then tap the back leg. Maybe you can look back towards the foot. And we're going to reach the arm forward. And then take the hand to tap the back foot. Good. One more time. Trying to keep that left leg as straight as we can. Tap the back leg, look back. Beautiful. Inhale, left arm forward. Exhale, take the hand to the outside of left foot and step forward. Lengthen. And exhale, fold. Press down through the feet. Inhale, sweep the arms to the sky. And exhale. And to the heart. Let's take a breath. Feel, notice. What is happening? What is starting to transpire? All right, it's going to get funky now. I've tried to put in a few of the moves to warm us up to get our bodies used to what's going to happen. But again, this is where things are going to maybe get frustrating, but don't let them. It's just all play. You'll catch yourself eventually. It's just about to move our bodies so that it doesn't give us time to ruminate in our heads. All right, feet hip distance apart. We're going to breathe in, sweep the arms high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Stepping right leg back. Inhale, the arms up to the sky. Okay, exhale, let's twist to the left. Now we're coming from our twist straight into that straight leg. So let's do it slow motion. The right hand comes down, the left leg straightens, and we're gonna tap the right leg. Keep the left leg straight, and like an elephant's trunk, pull it forward, and then tap again. And then pull it forward, and then tap again. Good, now pull it forward, and then see if you can take a twist. Twist towards that left leg. Circle the arm all the way, or just keep the hand on your hip. That's good. Inhale, another circle, or just twist the ribs to the sky. Take the arm down, left leg straight the whole time. Remember, maybe a hand on the block is going to serve you here. And then drop both hands to the floor. Take the left arm forward. And the right arm is going to hook underneath it for eagle arms, and we're coming up to our lunge. 4. Keep your torso upright, tilt the pelvis upright, and maybe that leg is feeling on fire. It's okay, we're only here for another breath. Press the elbows forward to really open up those shoulder blades. Okay, we're going to take a slow pivot towards the long edge of the mat. And then a slow pivot towards the back of the mat. Adjust your feet. You're probably going to need to reground and recenter. Good. Lift up the elbows if you can. Fantastic. Now we're going to pull the belly in, and we're going to take a little bow towards the front knee. Close as you can go. And then we're going to lift ourselves back up. Strong, heavy into that right leg. 2 more times. Pull the belly in, stabilize, and lower the elbows toward the knee. Lift the elbows up. See if you can tilt the pelvis upright. 1 more time. Elbow toward the knee. And then we're going to lift up. Now this is where it's meant to challenge you, my friends. We're going to lean forward, look to the floor, step the left foot closer to your right leg. Active leg as we float it up to the sky. So we're in a warrior 3 with eagle arms. Now release your arms and take the right hand to the floor. Fingertips, be on your fingertips. Start to turn the pelvis so your left hip is rolling up to the sky for half moon. Maybe your left arm reaches also up to the sky for half moon. Now, transition again. We're going to bend the standing leg and step the left leg towards the back of the mat. And we're coming up through center, really slow. Hands to the heart, and we're going to bend the left knee and sink into a nice side bend, a side lunge. We're coming back to center, and we're going to sink down again. Keep that right leg straight. Inhale, push off the left leg and go back towards the left leg. Inhale back through center. We're gonna pivot. Hands come to the floor. And we're gonna step the right foot forward. Exhale, drop your hips all the way to your heels. And we're gonna take a little standing child's pose. Okay, we're coming down to our seat. So you can use your hands or maybe don't use your hands. Separate the knees, get really low, come down to your seat. We're gonna lower ourselves all the way down onto our back, reaching the arms up towards the sky. We're gonna exhale, roll ourselves all the way back up. Hold onto your legs if you need to, and reach the arms up. Good. We're gonna do that 2 more times. We're gonna roll ourselves down. Take the arms up and overhead or just straight above your chest and shoulders. And then we're gonna reach forward and roll ourselves back up. Perfect. 1 more time. So you can either take your arms behind your head or just keep them in line with your chest, fingertips to the sky. Curl and roll yourself back up. Beautiful. Inhale, arms to the ceiling. This is where it might get tricky for you, Doris. So option to take the hands behind the back. Maybe, Doris, for you, you can come onto your back and do some bridge poses. We're gonna work with single legs as well, so you can just be here instead of on your shoulders. And anyone else also, if their shoulders are bothering them today. Or we're gonna come with our hands behind us. We're gonna inhale and lift our hips off the floor. Press the hips to the sky. Tabletop, beautiful. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, we're gonna lift the hips. Tabletop. Exhale, we're gonna lower down. Inhaling again, lift the hips. And then exhale, lower down. Now this time we're gonna lift, but we're gonna also lift the left leg and just kick it up to the sky. Exhale, lower your hips, lower the foot, drop back down. Inhale, lift and do a little kick, left leg to the sky. Exhale, lower. 1 more time, inhale, but hold it here. We do 3 little pulses. Lower the hips and lift back up. Lower and lift the whole body and lift. Oh, lower, lift and pause. Now this is really fun, okay? Pivot your left hand out to the edge of the mat. Shift onto that left hand and pause and hover. Left leg is hovering. You're on just your left hand. Now take your right hand to the floor. It's like a game of Twister. Left leg, kick it way out to the left edge of the mat. So you're in a wide leg forward fold. Twister, just think Twister. Turn the toes in, turn the heels out. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. 1 more time, inhale. And then just let yourself hang forward. Lift the arches of your feet so your feet are supportive. And just let your upper body release. The shoulders release. The tension from your head, the neck releases. And then we'll bring our hands to our hips. Pushing down to the feet. We're gonna slowly come up. Fantastic. We're gonna turn towards the front of your mat, and we're just gonna take a big step there. Okay. Now we have to do all of that again on the other side. Extra bonuses if you help me remember. We're gonna breathe in, take the arms up to the sky. Exhaling into your fold. We're gonna go nice and slow. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhaling into the fold. Good. We're gonna step the left leg back. It helps if you remember that part. Inhale, reach the arms up. Did you hear that in a critical voice? Did you hear that? Just now I was out loud with it. Exhale, we're twisting to the right. Inhale, we're gonna come back to center. Good. Exhale, twisting to the right. Use the oblique squeeze. Now we're going right down. Left hand comes down. We're going to straighten the right leg. We're tapping the left leg. Oh, there we go. Take the right arm forward. And then tap again. Looking towards the back foot if you can. Inhale forward. And this time we're going to take a little twist. So the right arm is coming forward and then up to the sky. And can we make a big circle? Follow it back and down the outside of the leg. Inhaling up. Big circle. Take it down. One more time. Inhale. Ooh. And then we're going to drop the hand down. Now, right arm's coming forward. Left arm comes underneath. And we're going to rise up to crescent lunge. Ooh. Give your leg a moment to appreciate what's going on. It's probably not wanting to, but maybe sink a little bit more into that front leg lunge. Strengthen the back leg too. All right, we're going to pivot towards the long edge of the mat. Luckily, no more on that front leg. Pivot slowly. Take your time to the back of your mat. Reground. Bend that left knee forward. Beautiful. Press the elbows up towards the sky. And then we're going to take a bow. Elbow toward the knee. Pressing into the front foot, lifting up. And then take a bow again. Elbow toward the knee. And then lifting up. Elbow toward the knee last time. Lifting up. Breathe between the shoulder blades. Now we're going to start to tilt forward. Doesn't have to be all the way to the knee. And start to bring the right foot in. And then start to firm the right leg as we lift it into our warrior three. Try to point the toes to the floor so that right hip bone points to the floor. And then take the left hand to the floor. You might take both. Left fingertips are nice and light and start to try to roll the right hip open. So your toes are pointing to the side of the room. That's it. And then start to reach the right arm up to the sky. Oh, be strong through that back foot. Every single posture you make, don't forget about that poor back foot. The stronger we are in it, the stronger we'll feel in our pose. Fantastic. And then from here, we're going to bend the left knee, standing leg, drop the back foot. Take your time, as much time as you need to come up again to stand. Now we should be facing the long edge of our mat. Hands to our heart. Bend the right knee and sink into your side lunge. Come back through center. And then bend the right knee again, sinking into side lunge. Fantastic. Push off that front leg back to center. Bend the knee our last time into our side lunge. And push. Oh. We're going to bend the right knee, take the hands down, and step forward, left foot to right. Take a little bow. And then drop your hips towards your heels into a crouching position. Good. You can let your forehead drop to your knees for a moment. Breathe into the back body. And then we're going to go on to our bums. Of course, you can use your hands. If you want to be like a kid again, take the knees apart and try to sink yourself down. And then rolling down. One vertebra at a time. Maybe even take a little stretch and a little yawn there. And then bend the knees again and let's roll ourselves up. Coming back to sit. Lift the arms as high as you can. And then lower yourself down. Rolling one vertebra at a time. And again, rolling up. Strengthening the core. Rolling back down. And last time, we're going to roll ourselves up. And we're going to pause here. Take the hands behind us, fingers facing forward. Or come onto your back for your bridge poses. Pushing into your hands and your feet, lifting the hips up to the sky, reverse table. And then lower back down. Good. Pushing into hands and feet, lifting up. and then lowering. And here's where it gets fun. We're gonna lift the hip and kick the leg towards the ceiling. And then exhale, lower. Drop the hips, drop the foot. Push down, lift up a little kick. And then bend the knee and lower. One more time, lifting up a little kick. And then lower. Now here's that twisty bit. If you didn't get it before, maybe this time it will click. We're gonna lift up, and if not, it's okay. Lift the right leg up. Turn the right fingertips. Maybe that would have been easier to do before we got into this mess. Turn the right fingertips out to the side, and then try to just be on the right hand for a moment. Lift your left arm up to the sky. A lot of muscles working. Take the left hand to the floor. And then you have to kick out the right leg so it goes back to the outer edge of the mat. Turn the toes in, turn the heels out, and bow. Let's just hold this one. If your hands are on the floor, maybe we can actively push them down and forward. Lift up those sit bones, stretch through those hamstrings and calves. Slow down and deepen the breath. Okay, we're gonna come up. We're gonna turn the toes out. We're just gonna take a little side stretch, side to side. So you might just be here, nice and easy. You might sink the hips down further from side to side. Wherever you are, come back to center. Fantastic. We're going to turn towards the top of the mat. We're going to come back into down dog. Tuck the toes, lift the hips. We're going to come forward into plank pose. Lowering yourself down. Inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky. And exhale. Back into down dog. We're gonna hop our feet or even just take a little walk to come to the top of our mat, back into crouch position. We're coming onto our back again. So we're coming down to our seat. Well, not our back, we're coming to our seat. Some of you might come to your back. So this option is gonna put a lot of weight on the shoulders, kind of the peak thing. So instead, if you want, you can come into bridge pose. We're gonna try to touch the opposite. So we can lift up, and then you can try to peel up. Touch the right hand to left foot, and then lower down. Lift up, and then try to reach up with your hips lifted, and then lower down. Okay, that way there's no strain. Good. Or you could just do a little bicycle crunch too. That's gonna also work the core in those diagonal directions. Or come with me. I have something else for you. We're coming back into tabletop. So we're gonna push the hips up. Good. And then lower back down. This usually is more easy if your fingers are turned outwards. Normally in bridge pose, we turn the fingers straight towards the hips. But turn the hands outwards, lift your hips, and then lower. Okay, now it's gonna get fun. We're gonna lift the left leg up. Pause. Lean into that left hand and try to touch the toes for a moment, and then lower. Yeah, it's challenging, right? Lifting up, we shift into the right hand and lift. Ooh. Can we be compassionate and kind to ourselves? Be humorful with ourselves if we don't get it. Or be kind and compassionate and come onto our back and do something else completely instead. And if you're like, oh, this feels easy, try doing it really quick, side to side. Lifting the arm and the leg at the same time. So good. Whew. Do one more on each side. And then, my friends, we've made it. We're gonna lower ourselves for good. Just take a moment to feel your body, to feel that heart beating through the chest. Relax the legs, relax the arms and shoulders. we'll take the hands towards the sky and just roll the wrists around. Giving them a little bit of love and attention. And we'll take the right hand and take the palm to face the floor as you grab hold of the knuckles. It's like Prince Charming is going to kiss your hand, kind of showing your hand. You know, when someone wants to kiss your hand, your fingers point down. Do that and then just enhance the stretch. Pull the hand down. And that will stretch the top of your forearm, front side of the forearm. Good, and then just give that a little release, and you can pull the fingers back of the same hand to stretch the wrist the other way. And then release. Other side, Prince Charming kiss. Pull the fingers down, pressing the hand forward. And then taking the hand the opposite way, stretching out the wrist the other direction. And then giving everything a big circle. Let's hug the knees and towards the chest. Give yourself a big squeeze. And with your knees, just making circles out and in, round and around, one way and then the other. And then we'll drop the arms open, drop the knees to the left side, and let your head, your gaze turn to the right. The right shoulder is heavy. And coming into a little twist. Breathing all down the right side of the body, the ribs, the waist, the hip. We're going to come back to center, bring the knees up to the sky, left foot to the floor. We're going to extend the right leg up and then cross the right leg over the left all the way. And then we're going to hug the knees in toward the chest for Gomukhasana. Knees in, hands onto your shins, or maybe the hands come down to the edges of your feet. Soften your shoulders. So you're holding, you want the right leg to completely wrap around the left leg. That's it. And then you're holding your knees first and just pull the knees in toward the chest. So you're looking to get big outer stretch through the hip. Then keeping your knees bent, you want your feet just to lift up to the height of your knees. That's it there. And then walk your hands a little bit lower to your shins or your ankles and then pull in. It's like you're trying to touch your ankles to your shoulders. Think about that. Ooh. And you get into the outer hip. All right, left foot's gonna come back to the floor. Keep the right leg as it is and open up your arms again. You're gonna let the legs drop towards the left just for a moment. And then let them come up and keep the twist, but you're gonna let the legs go towards the right side. Different twist. Back through center, over to the left. Back through center and over to the right. And back through center. We're going to unravel the legs. Hug the knees into the chest, and then we'll come over to the right with both knees just stacked. Dropping them down to the right side. Left shoulder settles. Breathing into the left side of the body. then we're going to slowly come back up with the knees. Right foot to the floor, left leg up to the sky. Big stretch, and then wrap the leg around the right knee. Pull the knees in. Give yourself a little hug. And then again, the feet are lifting up in line with your knees, and you're trying to hold wherever you can. Maybe it's the knees, maybe it's the shins, or maybe it's the ankles. Pulling in the Gomukhasana. Getting a nice stretch down that left leg. Shoulders settled and relaxed. And then from here, we'll keep the legs entwined, but we'll drop the right foot to the floor, opening the arms, and we'll drop briefly the knees over to the right side as far as it will feel good for you to go. And then up to center, keep the bind and let them fall to the left. Back up and over to the right. Back through center and over to the left. And back through center. Unravel the legs. If there's anything that you want to finish up your practice with, if you like to do your inversions, or if you want to bring the soles of the feet together and drop the knees apart, stretch through the groin and those inner thighs, or simply just slide the legs away, relax the arms, and take Shavasana. Just settling for a few moments here. In whichever way is going to really serve the body, let the body relax. In a way that you can show kindness now for the body after all that hard work you did. a big sigh, letting it go. And we can take the feet back to the floor. And letting the knees rock from side to side. And very gently come over to maybe your left side, that fetal side, and curl yourself up into a small ball, that fetal position. And pause there for a few moments. Very relaxing and restorative for the nervous system. And then using your hands to press the floor away, rising back up into your seat. And one final check in, how you're feeling. And if we can bring our hands to our heart, and take a nice deep breath into our heart. Perhaps even feeling that wave of compassion, kindness, of deep care for ourselves. And thank you so much for your practice and for your presence. Have a very beautiful rest of your evening. I hope the bodies are still intact. Well done.
Thank you, Amy.